Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like
Anything-
Erin is just getting attacked by light.
Yeah.
Like the sun has.
I need to see all of them. That's it.
I need to find a new spot. The sun has peeked over the back of our shed, and like I'm melting.
It's so bright.
Erin's going to adjust, yes.
Yep. I'm going to mute myself while I drag some and rearrange furniture. Hang on.
No worries. At this point of the day, the sun normally ends up being behind Erin, so I start referring to her as Heavenly Erin at this point.
Oh, so cute, all that.
Yep. She gets a whole aura, little halo kind of effect behind her, so yeah, it's very adorable. So,
Are there any things that I'm not allowed to say or
No. As
profanity?
No, as far as we're concerned, you're free to. If you prefer that we don't, let us know. We'll try and refrain, but
Don't say moist. No, I'm kidding.
I
You
know
can
a lot
say
of
anything.
people who don't like that word, actually.
I know. I don't know why.
Can I
don't
say
mind
it?
Yeah, you can say it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moist
I'll find a
is-
point at the
I
interview
don't
to
know
throw that in
why.
there.
Yeah.
Well, nobody
I
likes
said
it.
it 'cause
It's,
people- Why doesn't anyone like it? I mean,
It's-
what's wrong with it? Moist.
doesn't roll off the
it,
tongue.
It has a nice ring to it. Moist. Okay.
It's the
I
ST
coffee.
at the end. It's just
I also know a lot of people who don't like the word mausoleum for some reason.
What?
Oh,
What is
we're-
that? What's mausoleum?
Mausoleum is where you lay your dead. Primarily, it's used in the Jewish persuasion. But I just know a lot of people don't like that word for whatever reason.
might just be the subject matter because I don't see anything wrong with the word. Like it sounds
Maybe
fine.
because they think that moist is short for moist. What was it?
Mausoleum.
I don't.
Priscilla, have you ever been to a moist
That's why we
mausoleum?
say- That's why we say moist.
It's
gonna-
scary.
To the moist.
They don't like juicy zombies. Maybe I could be what it is. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway,
Juicy
so-
zombie. I don't know if I like that one.
Exactly. Scotty will be killing those later tonight when she gets off the interview. So yeah,
I'm straight.
exactly. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started here. Priscilla, what exactly got you into art in general? So, what was kind of your first art? We know you do drawing. We know you do music. We know you do singing. What kind of got you into art?
Let's see. I guess I must have been really young when I started. My mom has always been really creative. And they always encouraged us to develop that side. And I guess, I don't know, I think part of me always tried to create in a way that could generate income. Like I started selling drawings when I was a kid. And then I was like, oh, they're good. People want to buy them. So this is, I can make profit.
It's
Which
working.
is, yeah. And it's weird, but at the same time, I think it was a good motivation for me to pursue it professionally, which is basically how it should be done. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are really, really amazing artists, but they're really bad at business, and then they can't do much with it. So I think it was good that I combined it from when I was very little. I think the first artsy thing I sold was when I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it?
I stuck in the business side of things myself. I can't do that myself. Yeah.
No. The thing I sold was I was making clay doll faces
Oh, cool.
that were flat like a coin, and then I would freeze them, and then I would like put glue on them to harden them, and then I would just sell them with that kind of like varnish finish, and  they liked them. They were just they would collect them. So yeah, and then I also did on the side the annoying artsy thing. When I was around the same age, they would ask us for maps of Mexico or some state for us to do something at school with, I don't know, a geography class, and some kids would forget. So then what I would do would be I had like a drawing notebook with me, and then I would just trace them and make them look exactly the same. So I was like the copy maker. And then I would just sell them for like 50 cents each.
I was gonna ask
So
if you
that,
charged them like what your black market thing was.
yeah. So I would do the artsy thing and sell my precious little doll faces, and then I would do the maps on the side when I was 7.
Hustler.
Yeah, I
Love
know.
it.
Nice, very cool.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's weird. I mean, I started using Photoshop when I was 16 because I was trying to get into concerts. So then I would just have to like, I would just edit my birth certificate, which is super illegal. But you know, then I got into graphic design work.
Okay. Wow. I mean,
Do you still use Photoshop?
Yeah, a lot. I use it all the time for everything I do almost.
I feel like with Adobe, like that's all you could only use. I know there's a
Yeah,
few
but
like outside things, but
I work a lot with film as well. So then I use Premiere and After Effects. And when I started getting into audio or sound, I was using a free software called Cool Edit Pro, and that one now got bought by Adobe. It's Adobe Audition.
Mhm.
So I use that one as well, just because it's nice. I don't know. But yeah, I also use Illustrator for vectorizing and for logos, and I use Muse for web design
nice.
because it's easy. Yeah. So Adobe is kind of like the thing I use on a daily basis.
Not to brag, but in Adobe, in After Effects, I can make a lens flare, which is a light, just goes across.
Woo!
That's all I got. I gave up on I know Premiere, but After Effects is I'm learning.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good tutorials. I give a lot of workshops on special effects on After Effects and editing on Premiere. We combine them a lot, and there's a crazy amount of things you can do that are super easy. It's just knowing the steps and learning them, and after you get them done, you're like, whoa, this is how they do it. Just like make someone's eyes disappear, or yeah, it's amazing
Just
what
terrify
you
the
can do.
neighbors and
Yeah, or make someone's head explode. Like I've had courses to do stuff like that. Just make them disintegrate. Yeah,
that alone is worth getting.
yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
That is gnarly.
Yeah, yeah. I should do like a crash special effects course for you guys, and you just follow.
I'll
Just
totally take
following
it.
the track.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Perfect thing for you to do on your channel.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think
heard
it's
that.
different. Huh?
I heard that. I had to go quickly run into the kitchen. I was like, wait, special effects? What's
Yes.
that?
I was looking for Scotty. Like, where's that Scotty? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
actually,
we should
Scotty,
do
we
it.
didn't say anything because that was a special effect.
I think the
And,
easiest for me is to interact with people. So it would be easier to do the workshop or the tutorial like this and have people share their screens and show what they're doing and talk about it rather than just film myself talking to the camera and just do it. I don't know.
yeah, I would totally
But
take a Zoom class. It's good, another hustle after,
Yeah.
helping the kids in class.
Yeah, we should set it up. We should set it up.
Erin, watch out behind you, just to warn you.
I know. I saw it in my screen. I say it.
Yep.
She's
So-
out.
So obviously in Priscilla, you're an artist, you're a musician, you're a Adobe goddess, apparently. You're multilingual. What else do you do that we haven't even touched on yet?
Um,
You teach. I mean,
I teach, yeah. I teach several instruments, and I also lead a choir. It's a small choir, but it's sometimes we have concerts and they can be so good.
What's your
I
favorite
guess.
instrument? Like, what do you like to jam out with? Like, if you just don't have anything to do.
I guess it would be drums and guitar.
Oh, nice.
Like, it's hard to choose one.
Drums is such a great stress relief. I guess just depends how your day was.
Yeah, it is. It is. I get to do that quite often, so it's nice. And but also I realized that if I don't have something to drum to, then I will just probably do the same thing over and over. Whereas if I have like a proper riff or a song I'm following or I'm jamming with someone, then I do a lot of things following the music. So it's a little bit more difficult to jam on my own when it's drums, because it feels a little bit more like a workout. So I just repeat the same. Yeah.
It's
I
cardio.
used to play it is. I used to play drums for a black metal band.
Oh, awesome.
And at the beginning I really didn't think I could. Because you need to be very fast and you need to be able to hold still. Like hold a blast beat for half a minute. That is really intense. So I think I trained maybe for like 3 months, and we practiced. We had breaks in between so I could kind of keep up. And after 3 months, then I could play the whole set. And I noticed my stamina just got really high, and I developed a lot. But as soon as I stopped practicing, then went back, gone. So yeah, it is cardio. I replaced the gym with playing black metal drums.
And then sometimes you'll just bring your drum set into the gym and it just
Yeah.
gets odd after that.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering, since it's a metal band, like, what did you have to wear any weird outfits? Like, what was the dress code?
No, not for that. And I also like everyone had names they used for it. I think on the description for that band, I used an old nickname of mine, which was Raven. That's what they used to call me when I was in high school. And I just wore whatever. For the show, I had camouflage shorts, but they were like these long, baggy cargo shorts, you know, and a t-shirt. But my hair had been bleached.
Oh,
So
nice.
then people would just shout, "Black metal Shakira." So it didn't matter what I was wearing because people were just focusing on my badly bleached hair and my Latin looks. So yeah.
Well,
I love that. I love that
Mhm.
so much. I'm so about this close to changing your name. And seem like,
well, along those lines, then it does make me curious. Then the Latin looks. You're in Norway. What prompted that relocation?
I guess it's a really long story. But at the very beginning, I think it started when I was 18 and I came here for a month visiting, because one of my friends, she wasn't allowed to travel over to visit her then boyfriend on her own. So then she's like, let's go to Norway. So my mom lets me go. And I'm like, sure. And then I came here to this little town and I just got a lot of friends. in that 1 month. I even auditioned for a band, and after that, I just kept in touch with them. And later, I moved to Berlin when I was 21, and I think it was around when I was 23, I decided to come here because I still had my social life here. I would fly back and forth because it was easier to do that from Berlin. And I decided to take a break and come and study for 1 year. So I studied 3D design and animation. And after that, I started working on the side, giving singing lessons and guitar lessons. And I just started developing here professionally, got a lot of contacts, and went back to Berlin, but was still flying back and forth because I had so many things going on here. And then at some point, I just decided to move. So yeah, it's been a
Fascinating.
long
Okay.
time.
Okay. It
It's
seemed
fun.
like
That's exciting.
it seemed like
Yeah.
Norway would just be an unusual place to choose. That's why I was kind of curious why there, and
It was
interesting origin story. Okay.
It was totally by chance. Like I wasn't, but when she mentioned it, I thought, of course, makes sense. I like the ocean, but I don't like to swim. It's too cold to swim here.
Yeah.
So I like the mountains and the forest, and it was kind of like a good combination of everything I like to be surrounded by. So yeah, people do swim in the cold anyway. It's crazy.
Cool. Very cool. Art. A bunch of art questions now are going to come from Scott, so I'm going to go ahead and pass control over to him at this point.
Yeah.
So Scott, all yours,
Hi,
sir.
Priscilla.
Hello, Scott.
Okay, I'm ready for
Scott
you.
and Scotty.
Scott's, that's too many T's, I tell you. 4 T's don't make it right. Anyways, so in the US, like is referred to as street art. What do you guys call it in Norway? Is it still street art or is it something else?
Yeah, it's street art translated to Norwegian. So that's gatekunst. That's street art.
I like that's more exotic.
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's more exotic in Mexico, which is arte urbano.
Oh,
That's urban art.
I like that.
That was
Yeah.
that was very sexy, babe.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that
thank
was
Yeah, I gotta
you.
steal my
awesome.
pickup lines from you. I just gotta say, street art. So what's your process for putting together a project? Like, do you have to wake up with like, this crazy strike of genius, or do you sit down and just let it roll?
Sometimes it's really crazy. Yeah. Sometimes I just get obsessed with the shape, and then I'll just do it like a crazy person for like a week, and then I'm like,
Are your
"No, it
walls
has to be
covered in
really
drawings?
big." Yeah, yeah, I've had that before. It's just like everywhere, and then I just make it really big, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, release." I
And
don't
then they
have to
take you
do it
away.
again. Yeah,
Totally
then
teasing.
it's forgotten. Yeah, no, but I usually most of my artwork is commissioned. I do want to do a lot of stuff on my own, but I need to prioritize paying the bills, right? So
Yeah.
when I do commission work, not always, but very often the client wants to see what I'm going to make. So even if it's something that I'm going to do on my own, tailored for whatever they like, I still like to deliver a sketch or like an idea of how I will put things together. And at the beginning, it used to be a very rough sketch because they always say, just a rough sketch, But when you do that, some people don't have the capacity to imagine that, okay, this is going to look a lot nicer and this is just a rough sketch. So they just look at it like, are you sure this is what you're going to put on my wall?
Yeah, for post-production editing, like I totally get it. Like, this is a rough cut, guys. I'm serious. This isn't the real thing.
So you
My
can't do that anymore.
My husband started experimenting with doing metal art, and yeah, he'll have an idea and he'll like draw it out for me, or he'll be trying to describe it, and then I'm like, okay, he knows what he's talking about, and then when he gets a
Yeah,
few
you gotta
steps into it,
trust
and then
him.
I see, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
No, but I think now to try to make the process a lot easier, I make the sketch as nice as I can, or as close as to what I have in mind as I can. And okay, I need to open, or my cat's gonna pee in here. Sorry.
I have the same problem, but it's just myself.
Yeah, there. She really needed to poop.
We all do.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta
I mean,
go. No
you
worries.
gotta go. Yeah. No, so now I just try to make the sketch as nice as possible. And I of course when I'm making the sketch, I have to make it in a way that I'm thinking, how can I paint this on a wall? Because it's not that easy to just copy something and put it on a wall. And of course, you want to make the process as simple as possible, because if it's a really big wall, it can take you weeks to finish. So
So you do a lot of
I
murals
just,
then?
yeah, I do a lot of murals. I haven't done that many this year, but yeah, I've had a bunch, yeah. And I think that's what I like doing best. So I usually just do the sketch. I show it to the person. I put it on the picture of the house, so they see how it will look, and then I make it, or I go on the wall and I paint it. And I think most of the times it looks pretty much the same as the sketch I delivered. So people are like, "Oh, it's like looking into Photoshop." So that's great. But I would like it more if I could just kind of roughly show them and then just go crazy on the wall, instead of having to like follow strictly the digital sketch that I delivered. You know what I mean?
They just don't get the artists. They don't have our souls.
No, but also people asking for stuff like that, they want to do it because it's trendy.
Right.
So most of them are gonna ask for stencils because Banksy. So it's a lot easier to show a sketch that's gonna look the same on the wall. Also, it's a lot easier to make. It just takes ages to cut the stencils if you're gonna do it by hand.
That kind of leads to like the next question. Like, so you spoke about Banksy, but like, who are your artistic inspirations? Like, do you have any fancy old crazy artists you like, or fancy new normal artist, or
No, let me think.
crazy circus performers, or anybody that just sparks the Priscilla charm?
No, I don't have a lot of that actually.
Is there like a mythical phoenix you pray to, or anything like that, or?
No,
Okay.
I like blue and teal and turquoise,
Calming.
those colors. Yeah, they just I get inspired by stuff like that, and textures and geometric shapes. So yeah.
I see a lot from like the ocean too, just like the subtle waves and like the bluish with the.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. And all of that, just I don't know. I have synesthesia. So a lot of the things that I am into when it comes to making music or painting are things that I actually feel or taste.
Nice.
So that's why I'm inclined to always using the same patterns. But yeah, I
What
don't
if you have
think.
like a really bad sandwich? Like with that, be like a bad. I'm just being retarded. Don't listen to me. But I do have another question. was gonna ask what kind of other arts you do, but I think you kind of nailed it. Like, I think that's you're just kind of a broad spectrum of everything.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I have some photography, or some. I do some illustration, and I like to work a lot with watercolor. I don't do it a lot for money. That's more just stuff I like to do myself. And I'm very bad at promoting my own art for like to sell. I haven't sold a lot of my art actually, just the walls I paint, but that's a bit different. But yeah, I think I would like to sell some prints. I have a lot of prints.
The people,
Do you do what I do where you're kind of self-conscious and it's just like, I can put a price on this, on my worth?
Yeah. Yeah,
The whole
kinda.
human nature.
But then there's always the like, okay, it's gonna cost this, and people are like, "Oh, really?" And like I've been to markets where okay, sales are kind of slow, but it's happening, and then someone will drop by and they'll just take a picture of, and I'm like, well,
Oh,
you can buy
that's
like a
stealing, kind of.
postcard.
That
you know?
is so rude.
I'm like,
Is
you know,
that theft? I think it is. I'm
I
not
have,
sure.
it is. And I'm like, I have postcards too, so you can take the small one. And they're like, no, it's okay. I have them on my phone. Good
Oh,
job.
that's so sketch.
That's
Mm.
awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what happens is they put it in
man.
Photoshop and they just condense it and they make their own postcards.
Yeah, could be.
Or maybe not. Hopefully they don't. But
I mean, the postcards are like, what? I don't know, $2 maybe?
some people.
that's really
Yeah.
cheap then, yeah.
I don't know. And lately I've been working also on wood. I don't know how you call this in English, but like burning wood.
Yeah,
Maybe it's called
woodwork.
like woodworking. Like I don't know if
Yeah,
it's anything
woodwork.
beyond that.
Yeah,
Is it
woodworking, wood burning,
Yeah.
same difference, yeah.
Wood
Yeah.
burning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Woodworking sounds like I'll be like, mm.
I'm making chairs and furniture. How do you do the wood burning? Is it like with like a blowtorch or something? Or like wow does because I know like the
It's
whole
a
like
little-
carving, but I'm not familiar with that.
It's just a little. It looks like a pen or like
Like
Well,
like the
so-
metal
soldering iron.
solders. Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
a bit like that. Yeah, it gets really hot, and then you just start burning the wood, making lines. And
Are your hands ever your hands are steady, right? It's not...
sometimes,
I think I burned
yeah.
myself once soldering and like I can never touch fire again.
Oh no.
But I
Oh,
shouldn't touch fire to
no.
begin with.
I did burn myself a couple of times, but it's just like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Go back to normal.
Whole skillet on the
Okay.
stove, like
Yeah. No,
but
no.
yeah, I think like right now, I guess I'll turn it over to Erin. Erin, how you feeling?
Hello, here I am.
How's
Yeah,
the
you're
sun? Are you
again
comfortable,
now,
or is
yeah.
there more attacks?
I'm hiding on my floor right now with my laptop perched on top of a giant portable freezer and some chairs and a swag done up in piles beside me that are blocking out the sun at the moment. So
Is there any escape?
I'm
I'm so
comfy.
confused.
yeah. So I'm all good. So we have to ask, like, we really noticed you when for the first time when you did your cover with Leo. And so how did that come about?
He just sent me a message out of nowhere. I honestly didn't know much about Leo. I think someone had told me about him years back. I think someone mentioned the Britney Spears cover. I don't know. And I remember I listened, but this must have been like 8 years ago or something like that. I mean, he's been going on forever, right?
Yeah.
11 years now, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember someone mentioned, and I was like, "Oh, cool, funny, Britney Spears," and that's it. After that, I didn't know. I didn't even know he was from Norway, right? And then just sent me a message, and I didn't connect. I didn't know that it was the same person. So when he sent me the message, I was in the middle of like toddler time here, and he asked me, "Hey, I do covers, and it would be nice. You want to do collaboration?" Blah, blah. I said, "Sure, yeah, that sounds fun." Um, he said, I don't know if you've listened to my work, but do you have a suggestion, or should I come up with one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think maybe." Cool. What about this song? And then I came up with that "What Is Love"
What is love?
song,
Yep.
because it was my daughter's favorite song to dance before bedtime, and I was so sick of it.
Parental sanity. Yep.
Oh my goodness! But I don't know when it became a routine, and then it was not. It She wouldn't sleep unless we danced to that thing. So then I just said, yeah, it would be funny to do that one. And actually, we were dancing that when he sent the message. So I thought, yeah, let's do this. I thought it was like a funny thing, right? And I didn't think that it would get the attention that it got. So yeah, I went through a lot of weird phases after I the whole process. Everything went so fast. Also, it was a little bit strange. Like I said, yeah, let's do that, and I imagined that it would be just some funny thing, right? And then 2 days later or something, he sent me the track, and I'm like, holy shit, like this is real. And then I started asking, like, who's this guy? And I told a friend, hey, this guy asked me, and he's like, whoa, that's a great gig. You really need to do like a proper job. And I'm like, fuck. So then I just started getting really stressed out.
Yeah, everybody
And
says Leo works really fast, right? Really fast.
yeah, it was fast. And then from that point on, when he sent me the tracks and we started kind of talking about how we could do it, there was nothing for I think it must have been a month or two, because we were both super busy with stuff.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I just, in the back of my head, I got, don't forget that one because you're going to lose it. Because sometimes I forget jobs and then it happens that the person's like, oh no, I went with someone else. So then I sent him a message, hey, I haven't forgotten, and let's do it. And he's like, yeah, I'll let you know when something was happening. And then I told him I'm going to be around, just let me know. And then what about tomorrow? I'm like, oh, I haven't practiced, and I would just see how it is. And, doesn't have to be a big deal. So then I went there, I recorded parts, and I thought, okay, we'll try again tomorrow or something. He's like, no, we're done now. You can just come like to film it. And I just panicked. I had to re-record a couple of things in my studio because I wasn't happy. And I feel like every producer has their own way of working. And every voice is different. Every microphone is different. Every room is different, So there were some things that I felt a little bit uncomfortable with, that I knew I wouldn't feel uncomfortable doing at my own place. Also, I didn't know him, and I had just found out that he was famous. So I think it just, it gave me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
So that's a bit tricky when you're trying to work on stuff and then suddenly something happens and you feel too shy, even though you've been doing it for a long time. So I didn't know how to get my shit together. And I said, oh, I just need to redo it over there where you're not around.
I think we all have that though. Like I'm in Hollywood and I have those fanboy moments if I see somebody. So I don't think you can escape it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it's a little bit
it's hard.
intimidating, and It's nice. It's nice in a way as well. And it's also nice to know that, oh, this still happens, so then I will be more prepared next time if I get to collaborate with someone that has a lot of experience, and I'll know how to mentally prepare myself so I don't end up like, can you give me the tracks again so I can do it myself? Because that's embarrassing.
I think the most awkward thing for me about that is it's like I know who you are, but you don't know who I am. So it's like this weird like stalker thing kind of, and it's it's a disconnect.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I didn't know who he was, but then it just suddenly became very scary when it just kind of like oh, you had no idea. You were just talking to this person like it was just a funny guy doing some fun projects in his basement, and then suddenly like YouTube star.
It's like Scott walking into an audition, finding out he was be doing a scene with this guy by the name of Bob D, and he walks in, and Bob D ends up being Robert De Niro.
What?
Like, oh, that's Bob D. Oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I know Bob D's.
Sort of, yeah.
I know Bob D's in his basement right now. So it's like, I'm sure it's a nice basement, kind of a full circle with Priscilla's talking about the guy in the basement.
Yeah, like that. No, but
we're all
super
people.
Nice guy.
We're all the same.
And it turns out that it was Eric, his bass player, that told him about me. Because we played in a project before, one time concert. And that was fun. So he told them about it. That was probably like 10 years ago. And yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
I have to ask, what does your daughter think of the song? Is she your harshest critic?
Yeah. I mean, but now it's okay, because at the beginning when it launched, then I thought, oh, I'm gonna film her and show my friends like the reaction video of Lennox, right? And she was waiting for it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this because mommy said it's something cool. And then she just started crying, like, take it away, put the original on. And she was just like, I have a video of her like crying like crazy while the thing is playing in the background. I'm like, but if mommy's crying, she's like, no, I don't want mommy to sing. And yeah.
How old is she?
Now she's 3, I guess.
Okay, so she's not young enough. Like she wasn't like an adult trying to destroy your feelings.
No, they've got big personalities at that age, and they can get their feelings across way easy. I feel you. Yeah.
That's why I'm only gonna have houseplants. I'm not gonna have kids.
Definitely. Yeah. Not recommended. So you're good. Yeah.
Thank you.
I know for a fact that I cannot sing because I was sitting in a parked car and I was waiting for an appointment with my son, and I had the music up and I just started singing along. And next thing you know, I have this little hand just comes firmly across my mouth, and he said no. I'm like,
oh my God.
Well, damn. Way to put me in my place, kid. Yeah.
She doesn't let me sing. It seems like kids don't like their parents to sing that often. She only wants me to sing certain things and certain times. But she I think she liked it after a while, and then she wanted to listen to it over and over and over again. And then after a while, she was like, not with the guy. So she wanted me to like forward to where I'm singing. And then after a while, she's like, no, only Priscilla. So I'm like, oh, okay. She only wants to see the last bit with the Muppet.
Well, she's a fan.
She's a fan. Yeah, we gave them like 100 views probably because of her. So that was nice.
She's not as savage as Erin's child, but
no, she's not. She's not. She's a princess and she sings a lot. She has an amazing ear and she's very musical. I don't know. She's great.
How would you
I'm
feel?
pretty sure she's gonna be
Awesome.
then.
How would you feel if you had a daughter that wasn't musical? Like she was like the complete opposite. She was
I would think it would be cute. I actually
okay.
think it's scary sometimes that she's just like in perfect pitch and she remembers notes the way they're supposed to be.
Nice.
So just like I can't laugh so much about it unless she's really trying to belt out those frozen notes, and then it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Then it's on.
yeah. Other than that, no, she's always in tune, and she's started making her own songs, and it's pretty interesting.
That's so cute. So I have to ask, with your songs, what is your writing process? Do you go for the lyrics first or the music first? What's your preference?
I guess it depends on the song and what's what the song is giving me, and also, well, I think I used to think that it would have to be a combination of lyrics, like rough lyrics, and playing or music at the same time. Sometimes it would just be music, and then I would just have to come up with the melody line, and then I would come up with the lyrics at the end. But that has become really challenging because I tend to create melody lines that give me the feeling for very specific words. So I can't be repeating the same words all the time. And, so now I've tried switching it around a little bit and then create a melody line while I'm writing the music. That's a little bit easier. But one of the last songs that I wrote was for confirmation for my friend's daughter. And she wanted me to play a song at her confirmation. And I said, sure, I'll play one of my songs. And then I forgot that I was supposed to play. And then 2 days before, she's like, so how's your, like set going? And I just thought, fuck, shit, okay, I have to practice, and she's like, what are you gonna play? I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's all under control. And she's like, yeah, but is it gonna be like a nice song? I'm like, of course it's gonna be a nice song, like it's your daughter's confirmation. And she's like, yeah,
It's going to
but
be horrible death metal. It's going to be so sinister and
I
evil.
think she thought that I was gonna do the death metal thing, and it really. And she's like, "Is it gonna be like electric?" I'm like, "Probably." And she said, "Oh, okay. I want to hear it first." And I said, "No, you're gonna hear it that day, and it's a surprise. It's a gift." I think she thought I was just gonna go and be like. So then I went through my songs, and all my songs are super sad. And I thought this doesn't work for a 14-year-old's confirmation. So I just had to come up with lyrics because I didn't have my guitar and I didn't have anything with me to practice or come up with melody. And then I just kind of wrote something nice to her, kind of like a letter to her, very small and just straight to the point, and tried to come up with a little melody while I was in bed, already sleeping or ready to sleep. And I just recorded it in my phone. And then the day after, I put some chords to it, and the song was done. And it was great. It was really nice. So I was happy. It was my first happy, positive song ever. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I wanna start doing that more, writing the lyrics first, and making the music later. I think it'll make the work easier.
Are you working on anything at the moment?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I just got the full band set up. I've had several lineups switching here and there, but now I have the band that I want to have. So what I've been working on is to practice with them some of the songs that I usually play live with the full band, and also adapt some of my loop songs to the band, because I have the songs that I play with the band, which some or most of them end up sounding a bit rock pop. And then I have the loop songs, which sound a bit more atmospheric and sometimes even a bit electronic. So I would like to use some of the loop songs with the band. And I'm also working on a song for a collaboration with a musician in Mexico who plays double bass, but he plays more like contemporary style or experimental type of music. So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're very
So that's
excited.
all.
We can't wait to hear what you've got when it's ready. Yeah,
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
absolutely.
And we're happy to promote it for you as well, babe.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
you can always count on us to spread the word when you're ready. Yeah, we'll be
If you
there.
ever want
That's
to teach
super
like
nice.
Photoshop or like Premiere, like I'll be on board. So
Yeah, let's do it.
I was trying to get
Uh,
Erin to throw it out there, but I was going to throw it out there. I may as well just jump in. Any
Yes.
chance of maybe getting like a Patreon or something going, or
yeah. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD.
fair?
But I think it works with me, and I don't want to get diagnosed. It's fine. But this is what happens: that I start a thing, and then I leave it on a new tab on my browser, and then I'm like, oh no, it's too scary. I'll get back to it, or something else happens, and then I go back to it. I try to read. I get lost in the middle of it, and then something else happens, and then I go. So I think I've gone back to this Patreon thing like 5 times since I tried to start it, and I haven't. So I'm this close to giving up, but I think
Don't
it's
give up.
not as difficult.
Don't give up.
It's just so much information. But I don't think it's as difficult as it seems. I think.
I tried it once. I just had this like cheesy donate like box, and I was like, I guess feels sleazy. I got to find a different way to different graphic.
I have a donation link on my YouTube channel for like as a support for the YouTube thing.
Nice.
So that's one. And a lot of people have been asking me to do reaction videos because I'm a vocal coach. And the main thing that I teach is growling and screaming, right? So a lot of people have been asking, like, "Oh, can you react to this guy saying that thing?" And but it's just such a weird concept, you know. I feel like I'm so old school, and this is all going too fast.
Who's like a good? I can't believe I'm saying it like this. Who's a good growler / screamer?
Who is?
Who's a good a good growler or screamer? It's so awkward to say.
Why is it awkward to say?
I'll tell you later because it's a Scottish word, a British word for one of those words, and you don't say it out loud.
Okay.
It's a rude word. It's okay. I'll tell you later.
You could say it. We're not like we don't have a rating system here.
That's true. Well, I was teaching you some words, so there you go. Growler is another word for lady parts in the UK. So
growler.
Growler, yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I was like, who's got the best growl? Oh my god.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Is it because it's supposed to growl?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What are those called? Queefs? Is it?
They're called queefs, yes.
Yeah. Is that the growling you're talking about?
That's like that's a gassy growling. That's like I've had a lot of tacos, and it's just a bad night for everybody.
But that's the other hole.
That's I don't know if that's the butt. Well,
What the fuck?
Buddy.
I can't even say anything if I asked a question.
All right, I get to do some creative editing later, it looks like. Okay.
No, just
But-
leave it. Screw it.
I say just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it. No,
No, we're
I mean,
authentic, we're natural, we got it.
Yeah.
I would say, who is a good vocalist
There we go.
in that genre?
It's the best vagina. Anyway.
Thinking maybe we should
Oh, Jesus.
replace that
We just have
term.
to, oh god. Who's got the best screaming rock? There you go. There you go. I got it. We got it.
I'm not sure really because I haven't been paying attention to stuff like that. Like, I guess I'm a different type of nerd because there are nerds that are like this guy, and it's almost like they're exchanging cards about what band and what style and in what song they do what and stuff, you know. But I think I just pay attention more to the color on their voice and how they're using their background voice, because that's a lot of things. That's a lot of or one of the things that a lot of people don't think about, that in order to have a cool sounding growl, you need to have a good sounding voice. So you're basically singing the whole time, even if you're sounding really deep and harsh and dark, you know, you're still having a background voice that is supporting and giving all this color to the distorted voice. But even just yesterday, I thought the best screamers, I think, are kids, because this is, and they do it with the best technique ever. You know, of course, there are some kids that have really bad techniques and develop nodules, but 80% of toddlers are gonna give you this really loud, intense, high-pitched, very distorted scream, and I'm always like, oh, that was good. Yeah, that was a good one. Like yesterday, I was at a friend's house, and this kid just gets really angry, like, wah, you know. And the parents are like, not allowed to scream. And I'm just thinking, well, but she has a really great technique. Like, let her develop that, please.
I do kind of the same when my kids decide to chuck a tantrum while we're shopping for food. I'm like, go louder. I don't think the people in the frozen section can hear you. And everyone around me just starts laughing. I'm like, distract. Yes.
What I do with my kid, the thing is that, and I tell this to my students, a lot of them who come to try to get their voice to be louder or stronger, you can tell that they're holding back. And this feeling of holding back, this develops in childhood when parents are telling you not to sound as loud as you sound and to use your inside voice. And then you start becoming a little bit self-conscious about how your voice is placed or portrayed outside of you, you know? So I kind of, at the beginning with some of my students, I try to get rid of that, to kind of get them to go back to the roots and just allow themselves to be open. And I explain them these sounds, even if it's a little bit weird, this is how we used to communicate when we were like cavemen, you know? We didn't have these voices and these tones and dynamics, in our speaking voice, but we had all these grunts and, you know, these screams, and so it's very natural. So when Lexi starts sounding a little bit harsh and she does it the wrong way, then I just explain her how to do it the right way, and then we just spend like 5 minutes in the car going like, yeah, just to try to get her to do it properly, because she's like, no, mama, no. And I'm like, no, you don't do it like that. You do, no. And then she's like, okay, no. And
Oh my god, I love that. So you
I
child
think
have a
it's good.
tantrum in tone. That's brilliant.
Yeah, she
Brilliant.
should. I mean, because the thing about these tantrums is you're releasing all this tension and this inner chaos, you know? I don't want her to keep it in. It's fine. Scream it out. and she's done.
Yeah.
If she holds it in, then she's gonna be pissy for an hour. So I'm fine with her screaming. I think it's healthy.
I almost want to picture you guys like driving in the car. You pull up to a stoplight. It's a nice spring day, so the windows are open, and you have another car pull up next to you with their windows open, and you guys are doing this exercise, and the other car is looking at you like, "What the hell are they doing? Wait,
I know.
why is she getting her kid to scream?
I
We're
know.
going this way now."
But we do so much weird stuff outside because I'm not very like I'm a shy person, but I don't have a lot of shame. So then when we're outside, if we're in the supermarket, we'll just go around dancing and singing la 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 la, you know. And we also do it in the car. She wants to listen to this Frozen Into the Unknown, right? As loud as possible. She'll like, louder, mommy, louder, and take down the windows. And then we just take all of the windows down. We do it super loudly, and then she just starts belting it all out. And I can see people outside, but she loves this, and I think it's cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so we do that a lot. Maybe not with the growling, but with the belting.
Before you actually got on, a couple of us we were actually on here beforehand. We were actually chatting about some songs. There's certain songs you gotta crank to 11. You just gotta have them blasting. It's just certain music you have to crank like that. So yeah, no, totally get that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I get it. I don't have that a lot. I don't like to listen to loud music that often, but if she asks for it, then I'm gonna do it because I think it's funny, and she really likes to rock to it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever need a hand getting that actual Patreon actually finished or anything, I'd be happy to give you a hand if you need it. I know several of us already would like to sign up for it. I can tell you that right off the bat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I think it's a good concept for me because I'm very used to working with people and making things for them. And I think I would, and I think I mentioned this to Charlie, that I would probably end up treating my fans as my customers and just kind of like working to deliver, you know. So I think it's a concept that would really suit me and the way I work, but it's just the starting and the reading and the pressing the buttons and the sending the emails and confirming that gets me lost. But yeah, I will probably help for some or ask for some guidance. That'll give me the push. Thank you.
You want the geek help? Let me know. You got it.
That'll be awesome.
No worries. Well, before I pass over back to Charlie, I think he actually has to put it on record and say his blunder when he first started chatting with you after your collaboration with Leo. I think that needs to be put out there, Charlie.
Oh, goody. I'm getting called out. Thanks. Appreciate it, Erin.
You're welcome.
I'll get you later, dear. Okay. So Priscilla did a phenomenal painting of Bunny for Leo. Was that watercolor? What was that?
That was digital.
Oh, that was digital? Okay. She did a phenomenal drawing for Leo of Bunny, sent it to him, and Leo shared it on Instagram. And I would swear to this day, I think when Leo first put it on Instagram, I don't remember seeing anything on Instagram other than the Instagram tag of the person who sent it to him. I don't remember seeing a name. All I saw was the tag from Instagram of who it was.
There was a name.
I think it got edited and got added later.
He wrote.
Honestly,
maybe.
I think
maybe
it got added later.
Maybe.
I think I just happened to go and see the post within a few minutes of getting posted.
Maybe.
I don't remember seeing a name, but there was one later. I think it got edited. Regardless. So I end up going to don't worry, Beth, I'll add that part in there later. No worries. I'll I'll go ahead and actually so I go ahead and message this person on Instagram. I go to their page on Instagram. I start looking through their pictures. Freaking art all over the place of stuff that they've worked on. I'm seeing street art. I'm seeing paintings. I'm seeing all these different things. I'm like, wow, this is some fantastic stuff. So just to be polite, I'd go ahead and send them a quick message saying, wow, saw the picture you did of Bunny. I'm looking at the stuff you've done on Instagram. This is some absolutely fantastic stuff. I love it. You did a great job. Hey, by the way, my name's Charlie. I'm involved with this group Curiosity. At the time, this was back in, I want to say June, I think it was. We had our next interview planned with Leo in September. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you're interested or not. We're going to be doing an interview with Leo. If you'd like to come along, let me know. I'll send you the Zoom link once we actually get closer and whatnot. But I'd love to just chat with you more about your art and whatnot. So we started messaging. Surprisingly, I heard back from her within like a couple hours. So we started messaging on Instagram and we're chatting and whatnot. And then as a little bit into the conversation, she says to me like, well, what about my music? Did you want to ask me about that? Like, no, I was actually asking you about your art. So I'm like, oh, you're a musician as well. So conversation moves on to that. And I end up finding out that Priscilla knows Eric. Like, oh, okay. And then that's when I find out this is Priscilla that I'm talking to. And that's when I find out Priscilla's name. And this was 4 weeks after the collaboration had come out. And all of a sudden I'm like, I know that name. Yeah, I know that name.
And we all knew from the get-go. And we're like, Charlie.
I
think at the beginning.
I would swear Priscilla's name wasn't on the original post. I would swear it wasn't there.
It was probably, yeah, because he probably linked to my artist, like the street art page or Instagram.
Right. But didn't put your name there at first.
Yeah.
And I would swear that's what happened. And then your name got put on an hour or two later.
Yeah.
So, but then that's when, as we're talking, that's when I found out about Priscilla knowing Eric. And that's when I found out about Priscilla finding out later what you were talking about earlier about how you didn't know how popular Leo was. Yeah. So I'm laughing at myself being the idiot of not knowing who Priscilla was. Priscilla's laughing at Priscilla's self about not knowing how popular Leo was. So we're having a good laugh at each other's expense, basically. And instant friendship happens. So
yeah, but I thought it was really funny at the beginning, or it was a bit strange because you invited me to this group and I'm like, sure. Like, and then I got sent all of this stuff on Facebook and I'm like, what is this? And I went in and it was like a fan group. And I'm like, but I'm not a fan. A fan of who? You know, like, and then it turned out that it was like
me.
And then what ended up happening is go ahead and trying to get Priscilla into the fan group for Leo, and Priscilla got denied because didn't answer the page correctly.
Yeah, something like that.
And but I think when one of the moderators, Jeremy, denied Priscilla membership to the group. Yeah. And
but I think
thankfully Beth here on the call noticed it, realized what happened, reached out to Priscilla immediately and said, okay, well, it's because Priscilla didn't answer the membership questions correctly, got rejected because of that. Beth took care of it, got Priscilla in, and was taken care of at that point. But it was like, yeah, we don't want to deny Priscilla into the group here because Priscilla's done a collaboration here. Yeah, no. Oops, it happened, but
yeah. I remember I told someone, wouldn't it be weird because I didn't know Leo before this? Like, everyone seems so engaged and so involved in this, you know. I felt a bit of like an outsider, but I am very thankful to have met you guys. So you guys are really sweet. Everyone you're just so friendly and you have such a nice connection together. So I really like your vibe.
Aww, thank you.
We try.
And we like your vibe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, and we like your cat.
Oh, and we got carrot cats here.
Yeah. Well,
does your growling ever scare the cat?
my cat.
I was just going to wrap it up with some kind of casual questions, some future questions, and keep it nice and light to kind of end things out here. So, do you have a favorite movie and or TV show?
I guess my favorite movie would be Mulholland Drive.
Ooh.
Okay.
And TV show.
And if not, that's
No.
perfectly fine too.
I have guilty pleasures. I'm not proud of them, but I
Nobody
can't
ever
stop
is.
watching. I don't know why I can't.
Are they
stop
reality
watching.
shows?
Huh?
Are they reality shows?
No, I hate those.
Yes, baby, love you.
Grey's Anatomy. Like I hate it, but I can't stop watching it. And every time I watch a new episode, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? But I can't stop watching, and then I cry, you know.
And you keep coming back.
Yeah. And but it I guess I've been getting into The Good Doctor. There's some shows that I just like to watch, but they're not really my favorite show. I mean, I guess my favorite show, which is a show that I can watch over and over and over again, would be Seinfeld.
Oh wow.
Other than that, watch it once and then I'm done.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I also have a question. What's the worst food in Norway?
It's something called lutefisk, and that's like some kind of jellyfish that they boil for Christmas.
Bill.
It's disgusting. Like
Is
it's
it like
been
animal fat or what?
it's fish. It's just fish that's been salted and dried for ages or something. And then they just sell it like that. It's just super dry and hard. And then you just boil it for a while until it gets dehydrated or rehydrated. And then it gets big and wobbly and it turns into jelly. I don't know, it's gross.
Is that
Heard-
fermented fish?
Heard stories about that. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Huh?
no, thank you. I'm good.
It's not fermented. No, it's not fermented. It's just fish that's been I think it's probably been decomposed and dried and then put water back into it and then just served like jello.
Oh my god, it's like a mad scientist doing that.
I just don't know how people come up with these things, you know? Like
Somebody likes it.
Yeah. I
You
guess
hope
Like
someone
a winner
got
gone
paid.
wrong. Yeah.
You hope someone got paid an awful lot to actually be the first person to do that and try it and survive.
Because there was a lot of steps there. They I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like an accident.
Yeah.
This is not the sushi we're having, by the way. I'm not.
No. Sushi is amazing. They have fresh salmon here. I buy it very often and I just eat it raw with soy sauce and it's super good. Very high quality salmon and it's not that expensive here compared to the States or Mexico.
Yeah, I'm in California. It's kind of pricey here, but like maybe I'm just looking at the locks, which is a little more, but
yeah. No, I think I like Norwegian food. It's good.
Besides your jellyfish.
Besides that, yeah, it's just that. It's gross.
So gross.
Yeah. Other than that, it's good.
So when you get sushi, like are the sushis within the jelly? Like where you have to reach in and like
Oh, Scott.
Yeah, just like, squeeze it out. Just
hoping it'd be an experience.
I don't think I'm gonna need to eat breakfast today.
Erin's out.
Erin's having jellyfish again.
Yeah.
That's Erin.
So moving on from that, what are your hobbies? What do you just then do for fun?
Mm,
Or do you even have time for fun?
no. I don't think I do.
You're always
I
going,
think-
it seems like.
Yeah, I'm like that rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. No, I'm always running late, and I'm always in a rush. Always, even if I don't have anything lined up, it's like, but I have to go there because then I'll come up with something. But I think when I need to wind down and relax, then I just bake. I bake.
What do you bake?
And then
What's your dish?
I don't know. I just find something to bake, and then I just bake it, and then I eat it all, and I regret it.
It's a vicious
So-
cycle, isn't it?
Last week I baked a pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was so good from the leftover pumpkins from Halloween.
It's a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Mm,
I was teasing that the pumpkin was expired, but I'm sure it was delicious.
no, they last. They last. But I baked it right after Halloween, and then it lasts for like a week in the fridge. But now it's gone. I
Did you
ate it
scoop
all.
out your pumpkins or?
Not this time because I had the Day of the Dead event, so I had way too much going on to actually enjoy Halloween. But we did go trick or treating. But these, yeah, for this dish, then I just had to bake. I had to roast the pumpkin first, and then take all
Okay.
the stuff out. Yeah.
'Cause I was talking to another friend from Norway. They did jack-o'-lanterns for like one of the first times this year. They had
wow.
already emptied out the pumpkins before she told me they were doing it. I was like, "Ooh, next time you do that, save the pumpkin seeds, because what you want to do is bake the pumpkin seeds. They are a phenomenal snack."
I
And
know.
She tried it. She's
I
like, "Ooh,
burnt
those are really
mine.
good." Yeah.
They are, but I burnt mine. They went so fast.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Is
Completely
that
burnt.
Deanna? Is that
Yes.
Deanna?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I've seen our pumpkins.
And that was my recommendation to her to try that. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay.
Is Day of the Dead popular in Norway? Like, I'm kind of curious about
No,
that. Okay.
no, that's why I had that event. Like I made a big party with a concert, or I organized it.
Fun.
Concert, food, and lots of decorations to make it feel like you were in Mexico, and it was amazing. And we did it at a church, which is something very traditional over there. But then a couple of days after we had that, the church called me, and they were not very happy because people here see skulls and they're like, "This is Satan's work."
That's the whole. That's
Um,
a holiday. Like I'm in Los Angeles. I'm very close to Mexico. Like this, so
Right?
popular. You see that everywhere. It's
And I told them this thing is religious, like we don't even go to school that day. Like it's so important.
they're like,
And
no, it's scary.
yeah, they're like, but you were building altars to praise your dead grandmothers. I'm like, no, these were
That's
these
very
were just,
specific, miss.
I think she was a little bit scared. I just explained to her, this is just a table to exhibit some of their belongings and their pictures so we remember them because we love them so much.
And then you pulled the handle and it opened like a mausoleum. It's full circle
Yeah.
from earlier.
Yeah, a moist
Moist
a
mausoleum.
moist mausoleum.
Gotta show off those juicy
The
zombies.
sounds
exactly,
of queefs.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, growling.
Growling
growler.
queefs.
Yeah.
Growling
The
juicy
growler
zombies, yes.
moist.
Growling queefs in the moist
The
mausoleum.
moist growler.
It's-
Is that the way we would say it? Moist
Yeah.
growler?
Oh God. Kind of, yeah.
Oh, I would not buy one of those.
Well, at least you're playing along too. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's not an interview if I don't put my foot in it, but at least you're playing along, so it's not so bad.
And for the record, for the rest of our group, I've had 0 alcohol today. I've had nothing, not a
I'm
drop. So
tipsy. I'm tipsy.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
nice.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so who is someone, band, person, artist, whomever, that you would love to work with one day? Like who's on your bucket list that you would love to either collaborate with musically, paint with, learn from?
Well, yeah, but are we talking about realistically or just whoever? Because realistically,
Honestly, considering the people that I've met over the years, I've met people I never thought I would meet. Anyone is realistic in my book. So yes, anyone.
that's so funny. I guess when it comes to music, no, I don't want to say it because it's not realistic.
What's your dream band?
Well, go for it. Who knows?
Well, I guess Dave Grohl first on the list because he's just like he can do everything. And
Look at the drum battle he had with that little girl. You never know what's going to happen.
yeah, but I'm not a little girl that can play amazing drums. I'm like a grown ass woman that bleaches her, no.
Again, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. But another person would be David Gilmour. And I guess I don't know. Well, there's a drummer, Richard Christie. He was a drummer of one of my favorite death metal bands called Death. And he's an amazing drummer. I think, of course, I would love to collaborate with him, but that's far. Yeah. It's a dream.
Cool.
And when it comes to painting, I don't know. I think I would like to collaborate with the street artist that goes by the name Sophos, I think you pronounce it. Because he's amazing at what he does, but also his style is just the complete opposite to what I do. So I think it would be really interesting to combine both. And yes.
What if we said we have a surprise for you, then all of a sudden all these people come out behind you?
I'll die. I'll pee and poop myself right here. You're like,
I love that, babe. I love that.
I'll make sure never to get Priscilla excited if that's not what happens.
That would be me with Justin Long if Lamar managed to
Pee and poop yourself in the voice mausoleum.
Yes.
Hey,
no.
Scott, do me a favor. You try and reach out to Lamar, and he's not replying to me. So
why don't you
I've emailed
we'll talk about this
twice.
after, but yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, you drop a line to him. He hasn't got back to me yet. So
he gets back to me, but it takes a few days. So we'll talk about it after.
Considering he just did that Haiti relief fundraiser at his house.
Yeah.
And then did you see sweetest guy in the world for Lamorne? Sweetest guy in the world by the Edible Arrangement Company.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Nice job for him. So anyway, I know he's been busy, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think he just got sidetracked. I'll talk to him.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to give definite credit for this question to Erin because she came up with it. Brilliant question, and we're going to use this one again all over the place. I love this question. So
wait, I feel like this is supposed to be so good that my battery is just gonna die right in the middle of it.
Well, Murphy's Law there probably, yeah.
Well, we just have so much energy for you. It's just draining the battery, and
well, yeah, it told me that it was dying like 20 minutes ago, so I should just.
Well, take your time then. No worries.
Move.
Don't worry,
to my
Priscilla.
kitchen.
That'd be so cool if it actually told you it was dying, like little skull and crossbones show up, and it's like sad. Like the last rites.
Well, let me know whenever you're ready.
When you guys had a really bad cold snap, Trolls was doing an interview and was gone for about 20 minutes when he was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The whole interview we're just like, we'll just talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, his internet crapped out for 20 minutes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Great.
All set?
Oh, all set.
All right. So social media is a great platform for promoting yourself as a musician and as an artist, but it does open yourself up to judgment and scrutiny. Do you pay attention to what people say about you on social media, or do you disregard what they say and just do what you want anyway?
No, I just do what I want. I mean, I understand that people have a lot of opinions and that everyone's opinion is really relative. So there's no possible way to please everyone, and there's a lot of things that someone might not find attractive that 12 others will. So it doesn't really matter at the end, especially since there are so many people having opinions. But what I've noticed is that because I started getting more attention because of Leo, and his fan base is so kind and positive, I feel like 95% of the comments I get are having that kind of vibe. So everything's just super sweet and kind and positive. There are no gross, weird marriage proposals or any strange things. Just one dick pic so far. It's good. It's good.
That's not too bad. That's not too
No,
bad.
it's not bad. Not bad
Ratio.
at all.
Yeah.
And I am the kind of person that, I mean, I do pay attention in the way, or in the sense that I will read everything. Like all of the comments, everything that's being posted, I will read every single one of them. And if I can, I'll answer. So I'm very, yeah, involved with that, especially on the YouTube thing. But the comments that are not that positive, I just give them a thumbs up or something. But they're usually positive in a way anyway, so I just go like, cool, or thanks for your feedback, and that's it.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, the last question we really have then is kind of a two-sided question, because it's, let me ask it, and I think you'll understand what I mean, is what is the best piece of advice you've received? And then to turn that around, what piece of advice then would you pass along to anyone looking to get into art, music, etc.? So if the best piece of advice is something you've received that you just want to pass along, that's great. But if you've received a piece of advice, but then you'd like to pass a different piece of advice along, what would you say to that?
I guess I would just say, I would just advise people to produce or create with what they have. Because I think a lot of the times you hold back a lot because you feel like you don't have enough to work with, you know, and I see it a lot with young people, or with my work with the youth. They don't want to film this because they don't have a cool camera. They don't want to record this because they don't have a cool interface. And so I think what I learned from my parents was that you can make work with what you have. And if you are good at it, quality will show. So just try to do what you can with what you have, and then you get as you develop. You know, you don't need to get high-end equipment before you get good or get really into what you're creating. So that's my advice. Just do and do and do.
You can build up over time. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like we're doing, eh?
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah. We started off very basic and we're getting better. We're getting more experienced and we're getting smoother with this. So yeah.
Yeah, you get more gear as you need it. I mean, at the beginning, you really don't need that much. And there's a lot of, like today I had, I've been teaching a course on multi-camera production and live sound for concerts and music videos and live streams. And I'm teaching the participants like how to live stream stuff and how the program works. And then they ask, oh, but how much does it cost? And what if I want to have it myself, you know? And I feel like it's stupid to limit yourself because we're working on a program that is used on very expensive productions, but you can still find stuff that's for free or work on trials, you know? You don't have to get a program you have to pay, I don't know how much, $600 a year. So yeah, I feel like sometimes people use that as an excuse. Like, okay, I know I have to work for it, but since I don't have that program, then I'm just not going to do it. So yeah.
No, you're very right, and I've noticed the same thing in the IT field too. Well, I can't afford the Adobe suite. I can't afford the Microsoft suite. I can't afford whatever. So I'm not going to learn that language or whatnot. Well, no, and exactly what you're saying is there's plenty of open source solutions out there. There's plenty of free trial, whatever. And there's plenty of ways to use those types of things over and over. And if you're a school, if you're a student, reach out to those companies. Hey, I'm just learning. Oh, you are? Well, here's where you can get our academic pricing. Oh, there's academic pricing available? I didn't even know that existed. Oh, fantastic. You can get this piece of software for $10. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Hey, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
All people need to know to do is ask.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people that are like, oh, you have such a nice studio. I don't paint myself because I don't have a studio. And I'm thinking, you don't need to have a studio to paint. I mean, the best artist I know in town, she's amazing, Eva Munk, and she paints from her living room, and she makes the most amazing paintings and sells for a good amount of money. And she doesn't need a place for it, you know, you just make it work, put something on the floor and do it. So yeah, I understand some people do need to have their space set up and whatnot, but if you really don't have the possibility to get it, then make it work with what you have.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was pretty much all the questions we had. Just wanted to wrap up by saying, first off, thank you very much for doing this. We really appreciate it, dear.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. Is there anything you've got coming up that you would like to promote? Any projects that you've got coming out? Any albums you might be working on or anything? Or
I am working on my album. And the last single, that one is part of that, The Lights Abroad. And I'm also working on an EP on the side that's just loop songs. I wanted to separate them because not all can be adapted to the band setting, and the album is more of a band setting. And I'm not sure when that's gonna be released because I am hoping I can fly to California in December and try to spend Christmas with my family, maybe go to Disneyland.
Cool. Where in California are they?
I think some of them are in San Diego.
Okay.
But most of my family live in Baja because I was born in Tecate. So like 20 minutes from Tijuana.
I was gonna say Tijuana. That's my landmark.
Yeah. Is it? Where do you live?
Well, I'm in Glendale, California, so I'm in Los Angeles, close to Hollywood. But I have a lot of friends that, like, when they'll go to Tijuana, they'll stay in Baja and then just kind of go over back and forth.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to LA Probably staying there for some days, and then we're gonna drive down to Baja, and then back up to Disney and all that stuff. And so I think it's gonna be fun and exciting. Haven't traveled in a while. And I also have a concert coming up in 2 weeks. And that one will be filmed. I think 1 or 2 of the songs are going to be filmed and posted on this concert's YouTube page. It's called Yellow Sessions. So yeah, that's another thing that's happening soon. And I think that's all we have right now.
Fantastic. And your single is on your YouTube channel. So when we post this video, we'll be sure to include a link to that as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
So yeah. So
I think I would like to do a live stream with the band sometime soon. And I would like to be a little bit more active with the YouTube channel as well. So hopefully now work will start slowing down a bit and I will start doing that. So it would be nice if you guys can join the live stream.
Well, I loved joining your last one. I was like, hi.
Thank you. Thanks for joining the last one.
Yeah, it was good
awesome.
fun. It was good fun.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the official interview. We're gonna hang out and have a good time now. But as for the official interview, thank you very much.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it. And
thank you.
we'll have you again in the future, I'm sure. So thank you very much.
Cheers, babe.
Thank you.
Okay, I stopped the recording. You can go.